Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and Apple has just released iOS 18.5 Beta 3, moving to a weekly schedule when it comes to releasing iOS 18.5 betas. Of course, Beta 3 is the first time they release a new update after a week of releasing a Beta 2. So in today's video, we're taking a look at this update, and we're going to talk everything you need to know about this newest update, what has changed, and what to actually expect in the near future. Now, first of all, let's take a look at some details regarding the third beta of iOS 18.5, and right here you can see the update. It will be around 1 gig on most devices. So for newer devices, the iPhone 16 series, it will be around 1 gig. For older devices, it will be a bit smaller. Of course, this one updating from the second beta. Right here on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it is at around 750 megabytes. Quite a big update actually when it comes to the size, compare on what it brings to iOS 18.5. And what's really interesting also about this update is the build number. You can see the new build number 22F5053J ending with a J, which is actually a step backwards when you compare to the last build number, which ended with an F. But even though this is a build number ending with a J, indicating that there will be a lot more betas for this update, I don't think that will be the case, but we're going to talk about that in a minute here. First of all, let's go ahead and talk about what's new with iOS 18.5 Beta 3. Now, first of all, iOS 18.5 Beta 3 will bring two really important updates. It will bring a modem update, which of course will work towards improving your cellular data and of course the strength of your cellular connectivity. And also there will be carrier updates for a lot of users. A lot of carriers have actually added updates when updating to iOS 18.5 Beta 3. So if you have a device on this actual version, make sure you head on to your settings and then go here under the general setting. Once you go here, all you have to do is just go and visit the About section, stay there for like 10 seconds, and if your carrier does have an update, it will pop up on the screen. You tap the install button, and in a few seconds, you will have a new carrier update installed on your device. Another change here, with the first beta, we had two buttons right here on the Photos app, the Recover All and Delete All buttons that would allow you to quickly delete something similar to these right here, where I can just delete this straight away. But what happened here is that Apple has actually removed this with the second beta. And now we know why this is happening. Now, Apple has removed that to actually prevent data loss. So having those buttons right here would actually make it very easy for you to delete everything just like in a couple of clicks, and you might just even confuse it with the recover button and just delete everything that you have, maybe when you intended to keep something or recover something from the recently deleted album. That's why Apple has removed those, and I don't think those buttons are coming back to the Photos app. And if you have updated to iOS 18.5 since Beta 1, you know that we have a new section here for Apple Care warranty. We have also all the devices there, way more details regarding the warranty of all the devices that you have, and a new banner at the top. Now, this section right here was actually glitched or wasn't working for everyone. So if you're one of those users that try to actually use this section with these new features and changes and it wasn't working for you, you can try it out now with the third beta. Just update to the third beta and this section should now be fixed. Now, Apple has also made two really important changes, one for the CarPlay and one for AirDrop. Now, both of those have been fine-tuned and now they should work more flawlessly. Whether you're using CarPlay on your car or you're using AirDrop to send files, now you should have a way better experience using those with your iPhone on iOS 18.5 Beta 3. And also Siri failing to play Apple Music songs through like different platforms has been fixed as well. So if you're using Apple Music and you had that problem with Siri, now that has been fixed with the third beta. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the battery right here. Now, of course, in this case, we're talking about the battery performance on the second beta because it's just like almost even not a day since we have installed the third beta. This is of course the performance on the second. Hopefully it will be better with this new update, but you can see right here with about 140% battery we have 11 hours 27 minutes. Again, right here only 8 hours 57 minutes with the same battery usage, and then right here with about 100% battery 6 hours 2 minutes. Again, 100% battery 9 hours 38 minutes. I can see the results here are everywhere. Of course, this is based on how you use your iPhone, whether you're using cellular or Wi-Fi and all that, but you have to also keep in mind that this battery is at 91% battery health. Here it's not a new battery, so it won't perform as good, but it's okay. Not the best battery life ever. Maybe you can compare to iOS 18.4, kind of similar in my opinion and in my experience using iOS 18.5 since beta 1. Now the performance hasn't actually been that great. That based on the results right here for Geekbench. Otherwise, on like daily use, it's actually quite stable and very smooth. But the score here has dropped since iOS 18.4, and it has been dropping with every beta of iOS 18.5. Now, of course, this is just day one of this update installed on this iPhone, so I'll have to try it again in a couple of days. Hopefully, we'll get a better result. But as you can see right here with Geekbench 6, we have a score of 2,890 at the single core score, while the multi-core score also has dropped a bit at 7,167. So what to expect next? Well, the next beta will be most likely the next Monday. That will be April 28th. Now, even though we have here a build number ending with a J, I don't believe that there will be way more betas until we get the final release of iOS 18.5. Now, in my opinion, beta 4 should actually be the last beta of iOS 18.5. Taking a look at this update, all the few new features that Apple has added, and this latest update being just improvements and fixes, I don't think there's place actually here for to have a lot more betas. So in my opinion, we'll have the beta 4 right here on the 28th, then the 5th or the 6th of May should be the time when we get the RC version, which is the last version released to the devs before they move on and release it to the public. And May 12th, in my opinion, will be the date that Apple will actually release this new software to the public. Now, as you know, Apple has quite a busy schedule right here. In then less than a month from the 12th of May, we will have the first beta of iOS 19, which will be presented at WWDC 2025. Now, what's really interesting is that iOS 18.6 has also been spotted, and that is actually coming. So in my opinion, it should be around here. So week after the release of iOS 18.5 to the public, if it happens on May 12th, most likely right here on the 19th, but it might even happen towards the middle of that same week. But we should also get iOS 18.6 beta 1 in May, which is quite interesting. So that's basically it for this video, guys. This is basically it with iOS 18.5. This is what we're getting from now on. There will be only fixes and improvements, and don't expect any big new features to be added to this software update. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.